Okay, inshallah, let's go ahead and get started. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Inshallah, today everyone can hear me. I'm sorry about yesterday that I didn't actually turn on the mic, or so I thought I did, but today I tested it and I hope that everyone can hear me. So without any further ado, we're going to finish up Juz 6 and Surah Maida, and inshallah, if we have enough time, we should be able to finish all of Juz 7 and hopefully start Juz 8. So without any further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Allah did in fact make a covenant with the children of Israel and appointed 12 chieftains from among them and said, I am with you. If you establish Salah, pay Zakah, believe in my Rasuls, support them, and give a generous loan to Allah, I will certainly forgive you your sins and admit you to gardens beneath which rivers flow. However, if any one of you violates this covenant, after this he will indeed go astray from the right way. Even after they broke their covenant, as a result, we laid on them our curse and hardened their hearts. They tampered with words out of their context and neglected a part of what they were enjoined. You will always find most of them deceitful, except for a few of them. Yet forgive them and overlook their misdeeds. Allah loves those who are kind to others. Likewise, we also made a covenant with those who call themselves Christians, but they too have neglected a part of what they were enjoined. As a result, we steered among them enmity and hatred, which will last till the day of resurrection. And soon Allah will inform them of what they used to do. O people of the book, now our Rasul has come to you to reveal much of what you have concealed from the holy book and to pass over much which is no longer necessary. There has come to you from Allah a new light and a clear book, with which Allah will guide to the way of peace all those who seek His good pleasure and bring them out of the depth of darkness into the light by His leave and guide them to the right way. Indeed, those have committed kufr who said, God is the Messiah, son of Maryam. O Muhammad, ask them, who has the power to prevent Allah if He chose to destroy the Messiah, the son of Maryam, His mother, and all that is in the earth? To Allah belongs the heavens and the earth and all that is between them. He creates what He pleases and has power over everything. The Jews and the Christians say, we are the children of Allah and His beloved ones. Ask them, why then does He punish you for your sins? Nay, in fact you are human beings like others whom He has created. He forgives whom He pleases and He punishes whom He wills. To Allah belongs the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth and all that is between them, and to Him is the final refuge. O people of the book, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. O people of the book, Indeed, our Rasul has now come to you, making clear to you the teaching of the right way. After a long break in the series of the Rasuls, so that you may not be able to say, no one has come to give us good news or to warn us. Now someone has come to give you good news and warn you, so listen to him. Allah has power over everything. Ponder upon the incident when Musa said to his people, O my people, remember the favors which Allah has bestowed upon you. He has raised prophets from among you, made you kings, and gave you that which had not been given to anyone in the world. O my people, enter the holy land which Allah has assigned for you. Do not turn back, because if you do, you will become losers. They said, O Musa, a nation of giants live in there. We will not set our foot in it until they leave. As soon as they leave, we will be ready to enter. Thereupon, two Allah-fearing men upon whom Allah had bestowed his grace said, attack directly at the city gate. Once you enter it, you will surely be victorious. Put your trust in Allah if you are really believers. They replied, O Musa, we will never enter it so long as they remain therein. Therefore, both you and your Rabb should go and fight, and we will stay here. Hearing this, Musa prayed, O my Rabb, I have no control over anyone except myself and my brother. Please let us apart from these disobedient people. Allah responded, very well. They are forbidden this land for 40 years. During this time, they will wander homeless on the earth, so do not grieve for the disobedient people. Recite to them in all truth the story of Adam's two sons, how each offered a sacrifice, and how the offering of one was accepted while that of the other was not. The latter said, I will kill you. The former replied, Allah only accepts the sacrifice from the righteous. Even if you stretch your hand to kill me, I shall not stretch my hand to slay you, for I fear Allah, the Rabb of the world. I intend to let you bear the burden of my sins as well as yours, and thus become an inmate of fire, which is the reward for wrongdoers. The latter's soul prompted him to kill his brother. He killed him and thus became one of the losers. Then Allah sent down a raven, which dug the ground to show him how to bury the dead body of his brother. Alas, he cried, I failed even to be like this raven, to find some way to dispose of the dead body of my brother. So he became full of regrets. On account of that incident, we ordained for the children of Israel that whoever kills a person, except as a punishment for murder or mischief in the land, it will be written in his book of deeds as if he had killed all the human beings, and whoever will save a life shall be regarded as if he gave life to all human beings. Yet even though our Rasuls came to them one after the other with clear revelations, it was not long before many of them committed excesses in the land. The punishment for those who wage war against Allah and His Rasul and strive to create mischief in the land is death, or crucifixion, or the cutting off of their hands and feet from opposite sides, or exile from the land based on the gravity of their offense. This will be their humiliation. In this world and in the hereafter, they will have a grievous punishment. Except those who repent before you apprehend them. In such a case, you should know that Allah is forgiving, merciful. O believers, fear Allah and seek the means to be closer to Him and make jihad in His way so that you may be successful. As for those who are unbelievers, if they have everything that the earth contains or twice as much to offer as a ransom to redeem themselves from the punishment of the Day of Judgment, it will not be accepted from them, and they shall have a painful punishment. They will desire to get out of fire, but will not be able to do so, and they will have an everlasting punishment. Male or female, whoever is guilty of theft, cut off the hand of either of them as punishment for their crime. This is exemplary punishment. This is exemplary punishment ordained by Allah. Allah is mighty wise, but whoever repents after committing the crime and reforms his conduct, Allah will surely turn to him with forgiveness. Allah is forgiving, merciful. Do you not know that Allah has sovereignty over the heavens and the earth? He may punish whom He pleases and forgive whom He pleases. Allah has power over everything. O Rasul, do not grieve for those who plunge headlong into unbelief, those who say with their tongues, "We believe," but have no faith in their hearts. And do not grieve for those Jews who listen to lies and spy for other people who had never come to you. They tamper with the words of Allah and take them out of their context and say, "If you are giving such and such commandment, accept it. But if it is the other than this, reject it." If Allah intends to put anyone to trial, you have no authority in the least to save him from Allah. Such people are those whose hearts Allah does not desire to purify. They will have humiliation in this world and a grievous punishment in the hereafter. That is because they listen to falsehood and eat what is forbidden. Therefore, if they come to you with their cases, you may judge between them or refuse to do so. Even if you refuse, they will not be able to harm you to the least. But if you do act as a judge, judge between them with fairness, for Allah loves those who judge with fairness. But why do they come to you for judgment when they have the Torah, which contains Allah's commandments, yet they turn back after that? In fact, they are not true believers. Indeed, we revealed the Torah to Musa, in which there is guidance and light. By its laws, all prophets who were Muslims judged those who call themselves Jews, and so did the rabbis and the jurists of law. They were entrusted the protection of Allah's book, and they themselves were witnesses. Have no fear of people, fear me, and do not sell my revelations for a petty price. Those who do not judge by the law which Allah has revealed are indeed unbelievers. We ordained in the Torah for them a life for a life, an eye for an eye, a nose for a nose, an ear for an ear, a tooth for a tooth, for a wound and equal to retaliation. But if anyone remits the retaliation by way of charity, it will be an act of atonement for him. Those who do not judge by the law which Allah has revealed are indeed the wrongdoers. Then in the footsteps of those prophets we sent Isa, the son of Maryam, confirming whatever remained intact from the Torah in his time, and gave him the Injil, wherein was guidance and light, corroborating what was revealed in the Torah, a guidance and an admonition to those who fear Allah. Therefore, let the people who follow the Injil judge by the law which Allah has revealed therein. Those who do not judge by the law which Allah has revealed are indeed the transgressors. To you, O Muhammad, we have revealed this book with the truth. It confirms whatever has remained intact from the book which came before it, and also to safeguard it. Therefore, judge between them according to Allah's revelation, and do not yield to their vain desires, diverging from the truth which has come to you. We have ordained a law and a way of life for each of you. If Allah wanted, He could have made all of you a single nation, but He willed otherwise in order to test you in what He has given you. Therefore, try to excel one another in good deeds. Ultimately, you all shall return to Allah. Then He will tell you the truth of those matters in which you dispute. O Muhammad, pronounce judgment among them according to the law which Allah has revealed, and do not follow their vain desires, and beware of them, lest they tempt you away from a part of that which Allah has revealed to you. If they reject your judgment, then know that it is Allah's wish to scourge them for some of their sins. In fact, most of the people are transgressors. By rejecting the divine law, do they wish to be judged by the laws of ignorance? Who is a better judge than Allah for those who believe in Him? believers, take neither Jews nor Christians as your protecting friends. They are only protecting friends of one another. Whoever of you disobeys this commandment will be counted as one of them. Surely Allah does not guide such wrongdoers. You see that those who have the disease of hypocrisy in their hearts move around in their camp saying, "We fear lest a turn of fortune strike us." But soon when Allah gives you victory or a decision according to His will, they will regret for what they are hiding in their hearts. At that time the believers will say, "Are these the same people who solemnly swore by Allah that they would stand beside you?" As a result, all their deeds will be voided and they will become losers. O believers, whoever among you renounce his deen, let them do so. Soon Allah will replace them with others whom He will love, and they will love Him, who will be humble towards the believers, mighty against the unbelievers, striving hard in the way of Allah, and will have no fear of reproach from any critic. This is the grace of Allah which He bestows on whom He pleases. Allah is all-sufficient for His creatures' needs and all-knowing. Your real protecting friends are Allah, His Rasul, and the fellow believers, the ones who establish Salah, pay Zakah, and bow down humbly before Allah. Whoever makes Allah, His Rasul, and the fellow believers His protecting friends must know that Allah's party will surely be victorious. O believers, do not make your protecting friends those from among the people who were given the book before you and the unbelievers who have made your religion a mockery and pastime. Fear Allah if you are true believers. When you call for Salah, they make it as an object of mockery and pastime. This is because they are people devoid of understanding. Tell them, O people of the book, what makes you against us other than that we have believed in Allah and what has been revealed to us and what was revealed before? The fact is that most of you are rebellious transgressors. Say, should I tell you of those who will have an even worse than this in retribution from Allah? They are those whom Allah has cursed, who have incurred His wrath, some of whom were turned into apes and pigs, who worshipped Shaitan, are worse in rank and far more astray from the right way. When they come to you, they say, "We believe." But in fact, unbelievers they came and unbelievers they parted. Allah knows fully well what is hidden in their hearts. You will see many of them try to beat each other in sin and rancor, and eating what is unlawful. Evil indeed is what they do. Why do not their rabbis and their jurists of laws forbid them from uttering sinful words and eating unlawful things? Evil indeed are their deeds. The Jews say, Allah's hand is tied up. Nay, their own hands will be tied up, and they will be cursed for what they utter. Both of His hands are free. However, He spends as He pleases. The fact is that the revelation that have come to you from Allah will surely make many of them increase in their wickedness and unbelief. We have steered among them enmity and hatred till the day of resurrection. Every time they kindle the fire of war, Allah extinguishes it. Now they are striving to spread mischief in the land. Allah does not love those who do mischief. If instead of this rebellious attitude, the people of the book had believed and become God-fearing, we would certainly have removed their inequities and admitted them to the gardens of bliss. If they would have observed the laws of the Torah and the Injil and other revelations which were sent to them from their Rabb, they would have certainly enjoyed abundance from above and from beneath. Though there are some among them on the moderate course, yet most of them do nothing but evil. Rasul, deliver the message which has been revealed to you from your Rabb. And if you do not, you have not fulfilled your duty of conveying the message. Allah will protect you from the mischief of the people. Surely Allah does not guide the unbelievers. Tell them, Ya ayyuhal kitab, O people of the book, you have no ground to stand on unless you observe the Torah, the Injil, and other revelations that have come to you from your Rabb. This revelation, which has come to you from your Rabb, will surely increase the rebellion and disbelief of many of them, but you should not grieve for the disbelievers. Surely the believers, the Muslims, the Jews, the Sabians, and the Christians, whoever believes in Allah and the last day, does righteous deeds, will have nothing to fear or to grieve. Certainly we took a covenant from the children of Israel and sent them the Rasuls. Whenever there came to them a Rasul with a message that did not suit their fancies, either they called him an impostor or they put him to death. They thought no affliction would follow, so they acted blind and deaf. Yet Allah, in extreme mercy, accepted their repentance. But again, many acted blind and deaf towards the message of Allah. Allah is observant over their actions. Certainly they have disbelieved who say, Allah is Al-Masih, the son of Maryam. While the Messiah himself said, O children of Israel, worship Allah, my Rabb and your Rabb. Whoever commits shirk, Allah will deny him the paradise, and the hellfire will be his home. There will be no helpers for such wrongdoers. Certainly, they are unbelievers who say, Allah is one of three in a trinity. There is none worthy of worship except one God. If they do not stop saying what they're saying, a painful punishment will befall the disbelievers among them. Will they not then turn to Allah and seek His forgiveness? Allah is forgiving, merciful. Al-Masih, the son of Maryam, was no more than a Rasul. Many Rasuls had already passed away before him. His mother was a sincere, steadfast for the truth. They both ate food like other human beings. See how the revelations are made clear to them to know the reality. Yet, see how they ignore the truth. Say, would you worship besides Allah someone who can neither harm nor benefit you? While Allah is He who hears all and knows all. Tell them, O people of the book, Ya ayyuhal kitab, do not transgress the bounds of truth in your religion unjustly, and do not yield to the fancies of those people who went astray before you. They misled many others and have themselves strayed away from the right way. Those who disbelieved from among the children of Israel were cursed at the tongue of Dawood and Isa and the son of Maryam, because they disobeyed and committed excesses. They would not forbid one another from committing iniquities. Evil indeed were their deeds. As you can see, many of them are taking the side of the unbelievers. Evil is that which their souls have sent forth for them for the hereafter. Because they have incurred the wrath of Allah, so in punishment they are going to live forever. So in punishment, they're going to live forever. Had they believed in Allah, in the Prophet, and in what was revealed to him, they would have never taken unbelievers as their protecting friend instead of believers. But most of them are rebellious transgressors. You will find that the most violent in enmity to the believers are the Jews and the Mushrikeen. And nearest in affection to the believers are those who say, we are Christians. That is because among them there are men that are priests and monks and do not behave arrogantly. When they listen to that which is revealed to the Rasul, you can see their eyes filled with tears because they recognize the truth. They say, our Rabb, We believe, therefore, write us down among the witnesses of truth. Why should we not believe in Allah and the truth which has come to us and hope that our Rabb will admit us to the company of the righteous? So Allah has rewarded them with gardens beneath which rivers flow, to live therein forever. Such is the recompense of the doers of good. As for those who reject and deny our revelations, they shall become the inmates of hellfire. O believers, do not make unbelief. O believers, Ya ayyuhal mu'mineen, do not make unlawful those wholesome things which Allah has made lawful for you, and not transgress. Surely Allah does not love the transgressors. Eat of the lawful and wholesome things which Allah has provided for you. Fear Allah in whom you believe. Allah will not call you to account for what is inadvertent in your oaths, but He will hold you accountable for that which you solemnly swear. The penalty for a broken oath is to feed 10 indigent persons with such food as you normally provide to your own family, or to clothe 10 needy people, or to free one slave. The one who cannot afford any of these must fast 3 days. This is the expiation for breaking your oaths. Therefore, be mindful of your oaths. Thus Allah makes clear to you His revelation that you may be thankful. O believers, intoxicants and gambling, dedication to stones, and using arrows are filthy works of shaitan. Get away from them so that you may prosper. Shaitan desires to stir up enmity and hatred between you with intoxicants and gambling, to prevent you from the remembrance of Allah and from salah. Will you not abstain? Obey Allah and obey the Rasul and abstain from these things. If you do not, then you shall know that our Rasul's duty is only to convey my message clearly. There is no blame on those who believe and do good deeds for what they ate in the past, provided they abstain from those things which have been made unlawful. Then remain steadfast in their belief and do righteous deeds. Then abstain themselves from whatever they are forbidden and believe in divine law. Then fear Allah and do good deeds, for Allah loves those who do good deeds. O believers, Allah will put you to trial by making game well within the reach of your hands and your spears in order to see who fears Him, though unseen. There shall therefore be a painful punishment for those who transgress after this warning. O believers, do not kill game while you are in ihram. If anyone kills game intentionally, he will have to pay a penalty through an offering brought to the Kaaba of a domestic animal equivalent to the one which was killed as determined by 2 just men among you. Or as an expiation, either feed a few indigent or fast their equivalent days, so that he may taste the evil consequences of what he did. Allah has forgiven what happened in the past, but if anyone repeats it now, Allah will inflict retribution on him. Allah is mighty, capable of retribution. Game of the sea in its use as food is lawful for you and the seafarers, but the game of the land is forbidden as long as you are in ihram. Have fear of Allah, to whom you shall be assembled. Allah has made the Kaaba Allah has made the Kaaba of the sacred house an eternal value for mankind. So are the sacred months, the animal offerings, and the animals which are collared as a mark of dedication. So you must know that Allah has knowledge of what is in the heavens and in the earth, and that Allah is well aware of everything. You should also know that Allah is stern in retribution and that Allah is forgiving, merciful. The only duty of the Rasul is to convey my message. Allah knows all what you reveal and what you conceal. Tell them, bad and good are not equal, even though the abundance of the bad may dazzle you. So fear Allah, O people of understanding, that you may prosper. I'm going to repeat that because it's such a powerful, powerful verse. The only duty of the Rasul is to convey my message. Allah knows all what you reveal and what you conceal. Tell them, bad and good are not equal, even though the abundance of the bad may dazzle you. So fear Allah, O people of understanding, that you may prosper. O believers, do not ask questions about things that, if revealed to you, may crush you or cause you trouble. But if you ask a question about something when the Quran is being revealed, it will be made known to you. Allah has pardoned that what you did in the past. Allah is forgiving, forbearing. Some people before you did ask such questions and later lost their faith because of those very things. Allah did not institute superstitions like those of a slit-ear she-camel or a she-camel let loose for free pasture, or idol sacrifices for twin births and animals, or stallion camels freed from work. This lie is invented by the unbelievers against Allah, and most of them lack understanding. When it is said to them, "Come to what Allah has revealed, and come to the Rasul," they reply, "Sufficient for us are the ways on which we found our forefathers." What? Even though their forefathers knew nothing and were not rightly guided? O believers, you are accountable for none but yourselves. Anyone who has gone astray cannot harm you if you are on the right way. To Allah you should all return, and He will let you know the truth of all that you did. O believers, when death approaches any one of you, let two just men from among yourselves act as witnesses at the time of making your last will, or from others. If you are traveling through the land and the calamity of death overtakes you, if you doubt their honesty, detain them after prayer and let them both swear by Allah. We will not sell our testimony for any price, even to a relative, and we will not hide the testimony which we will be giving for the sake of Allah, for we shall be sinners if we do so. If it becomes known that those two were guilty of the sin of perjury, then let two other better qualified witnesses from among those who were deprived of their right come forward and testify upon oath. By Allah, our testimony is truer than theirs. We have not transgressed in our testimony, for we shall be wrongdoers if we do so. By this procedure, it is more likely that they will bear true witness, or at least fear that their oaths could be contradicted by subsequent oaths. Have fear of Allah and listen. Allah does not guide those who are disobedient transgressors. On the day of resurrection, when Allah will gather the Rasuls and ask, "What response were you given from your addresses?" they will say, "We have no knowledge. Only you have all the knowledge of the unseen." Then Allah will ask, "O Isa, son of Maryam, recall my favor upon you and your mother, how I strengthened you with the Holy Spirit, the angel Jibreel, so you could speak to the people in the cradle and in maturity. How I taught you the book, wisdom, the Torah, the Injil. How you were able to make a figure of a bird out of clay by my permission. How you breathed into it and changed it into a living bird by my permission. How you could heal the born blind and the lepers by my permission. How you could bring the dead back to life by my permission. How I protected you from the violence of the children of Israel when you came to them with clear signs, and the unbelievers among them said, 'This is nothing but clear sorcery.' Remember when I inspired the disciples to have faith in me and in my Rasul, and they said, we believe and bear witness that we have become Muslims. Remember when the disciples asked, O Isa, son of Maryam, can your Rabb send down to us from heaven a table spread with food? And he said, have fear of Allah if you are true believers. They said, we only wish to eat thereof to satisfy our hearts and to know that you have indeed told us the truth and that we bear witness to it. Isa, son of Maryam, said, O Allah, our Rabb, send us from heaven a table spread with food that it may mark a feast, one of a kind, for us, for those before and after us, as a sign from you, and provide us our sustenance. You are the best sustainer. Allah responded, I shall send it down to you, but if any of you disbelieve after that, I shall punish him with the torment which I never inflicted on anyone in the worlds. After reminding him of these favors, Allah will say, O Isa, son of Maryam, did you ever say to the people, worship me and my mother as gods besides Allah? He will answer, glory to you, how could I say what I have no right to say? If I had ever said so, you would have certainly known it. You know what is in my heart, but I know not what is in yours, for you have full knowledge of all the unseen. I never said anything other than what you commanded me to say, that is to worship Allah, who is my Rabb and your Rabb. I was a witness over them as long as I remember among them, but when you called me off, you were the watcher over them, and you are a witness over everything. If you punish them, they surely are your servants, and if you forgive them, you are mighty wise. Allah will say, this is the day on which the truthful will profit from their truth. They shall have gardens beneath which rivers flow to live therein forever. Allah is well pleased with them and they are pleased with Him. This is the mighty achievement. To Allah belongs the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth and all that is therein. He has power over everything. Subhanallah. Surah Al-An'am. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. All praise be to Allah, the one who has created the heavens and the earth and made the darkness and the light. Yet the unbelievers set up equal partners with their Rabb. He is the one who has created you from clay, then decreed fixed term of life and a specified time known to him. Yet you go on doubting. He is the same one, Allah, in both the heavens and in the earth. He knows what you conceal, what you reveal, and what you do. Yet the reaction of the people has been that whenever a revelation came to them from their Rabb, they ignored it. Now that the truth has come to them, they have denied it. Soon they will come to know the reality which they are ridiculing. Have they not seen how many generations we have destroyed before them? We had made those nations more powerful in the land than yourselves. We sent down for them abundant rain from the sky and made the rivers flow beneath their feet. Yet, for their sins, we destroyed them all and raised up other generations in their places. O Prophet, if we had sent you a book written on paper and they touched it with their own hands, the unbelievers would still have said, this is nothing but plain sorcery. They ask, why had no angel been sent down to us? Well, if we had sent down an angel, the matter would have been settled at once, and no respite would have been made granted after that. And even if we had sent an angel, we would have certainly sent him in a human form, and thus involved them in the same confusion as they are in at this time. O Muhammad, many Rasuls before you were also ridiculed, but in the long run, those who ridiculed were hemmed in by the very thing they were ridiculing. O Muhammad, say, travel through the earth and see what was the end of those who denied the truth. Ask them, to whom belongs all that is in the heavens and in the earth? If they don't respond, tell them, to Allah. He has decreed mercy for himself. That is why he does not punish you for your misdeeds right away. He will certainly gather you all together on the day of resurrection. There is no doubt about it. Yet those who have lost their souls will not believe. To him belongs all that takes rest in the night and in the day. He is the hearer, the knower. Say, should I take as my protector anyone other than Allah, who is the creator of the heavens and the earth, who feeds all and is fed by none? Say, nay, I am commanded to be the first of those who submit to Allah in Islam, and do not ever be of the mushrikeen. Say, I fear the torment of a mighty day if I disobey my Rabb. He who is delivered from the torment of that day has indeed received Allah's mercy, and this is a glorious punishment. I fear the torment of a mighty day if I disobey my Rabb. He who is delivered from the torment of that day has indeed received Allah's mercy, and this is a glorious achievement. If Allah afflicts you with any harm, none can relieve you other than Him. And if He blesses you with happiness, you should know that He has power over everything. He is supreme authority over His servants, and He is the wise, the aware. Ask them, whose testimony is the most reliable? When they say Allah, then tell them, let Allah be witness between me and you. This Quran has been revealed to me by Him so that I may warn you thereby and all those whom it may reach. Can you really testify that there are other gods besides Allah? Tell them, as far as I am concerned, I will never testify to this. Say, indeed worthy of worship is one and only God, and indeed I am free of the shirk you commit. Those to whom we have given the book recognize this fact as they recognize their own sons. In fact, those who have lost their souls will not believe. Who can be more wicked than a person who forges a lie against Allah or denies His revelations? Surely the wrongdoer shall never get salvation. On the day of judgment, when we gather them all together, we shall ask the mushrikeen, where are those deities whom you ascribe to be my partners? They will have no argument but to say, by Allah, our Rabb, we were not all mushrikeen. See how they lie against their own souls, and how the deities of their own inventions will leave them in the lurch. Of them there are some who pretend that they listen to you, but their prejudices have dulled their faculties, and we have cast veils over their hearts, and deafness in their ears, so that they are unable to understand. Even if they see every one of our signs, they will not believe. So much so that when they come to you, they argue with you. The unbelievers say, these are nothing but tales of the old times. They themselves have turned away from the truth and also forbid other people to believe in it. With such behavior, they harm none but their own souls, but they do not perceive it. If you could witness the scene when they are made to stand before the hellfire, they will say, we wish we could return to earthly life again, then we would not deny the revelations of our Rabb, and we would join the believers. In fact, they will say this because they had come to know the reality which they were concealing before. As a matter of fact, even if they be sent back, they would certainly repeat the same things which they had been forbidden to do. Indeed, they are liars. Today they say, there is no other life except the life of this world, and we shall never be raised to life again. If you could witness the scene when they are brought before their Rabb, He will ask, is this not the reality? They will say, yes, our Rabb, this is the reality. He will order, well then, taste the punishment of denying this reality. Those people are indeed lost who deny that they will ever meet Allah. When the hour of doomsday overtakes all of a sudden, they will exclaim, Alas, how negligent we have been about this hour. They will be carrying the burden of their sins on their backs, and evil indeed are the burdens that they carry. The life of this world is nothing but play and amusement, but the life of the hereafter will be better for those who are pious. Will you not use your common sense? O Muhammad, we know it well that what they say grieves you. It is not you that they deny. These wrongdoers actually denied the revelations of Allah. Many Rasuls before you were denied, but patiently bore with their denial and persecution until our help came down to them, for none can change the decrees of Allah. You have already perceived the news of what happened to those Rasuls. If you find their aversion hard to bear, then see if you can make a tunnel in the ground or put a ladder to ascend in the skies by which you can bring them a sign. O Prophet, you know well that if Allah wanted, He would have given guidance to all, so do not be like the ignorant. Surely those who listen to our revelations with an open mind will accept the truth. As for the dead, Allah will bring them back to life on the day of judgment. Then to Him they will be returned for their recompense. They ask, why has a sign not been sent down to him from his Rabb? Tell them, Allah is surely able to send down a sign if He wants, but most of them do not understand the wisdom behind it. If you really want to see the signs of Allah, just look at any animal that walks upon the earth and any bird that flies in the air. They too are communities like you. We have not left out anything from the book. They shall be gathered before their Rabb. Those who deny our revelations are deaf and dumb, living in many layers of darkness. Allah leaves astray whom He will and guides to the right way whom He pleases. Ask them to think carefully and answer. When the punishment of Allah smites you or the last hour approaches you, do you call for help anyone other than Allah? Answer me if you are truthful. No, on Him alone you will call, and forget those whom you have set up as His partners. Then, if He pleases, He relieves you from the affliction about which you have prayed to Him. We did send Rasuls before you to other nations and afflicted them with suffering and adversity so that they might call Allah in humility. Then why did they not call Allah in humility when the suffering overtook them? But their hearts are hardened, and Shaitan made their sinful acts seem fair to them. When they neglected the warning they had received instead of punishment, we opened the gates of every kind of prosperity for them. But just as they were rejoicing in what they were given, we took them by surprise, and lo, they were plunged into despair. Thus we cut off the roots of the wrongdoers. All praise are due to Allah, the Rabb of the world. Ask them, just think, if Allah takes away your hearing and your sight and seals up your hearts, is there any deity other than Allah who could restore them to you? See how we present our revelations over and over again, and yet they turn away. Say, just think if the punishment of Allah comes to you, whether suddenly or openly, would any be destroyed other than the wrongdoers? We have sent the Rasuls only to give good news and to warn, so those who believe and mend their ways shall have nothing to fear or to grieve. But those who deny our revelation shall be punished for their transgression. Say, I do not claim that I possess the treasures of Allah, or that I know the unseen, nor do I claim that I am an angel. What I say is that I follow only that which is revealed to me. Ask them, are the blind and the seeing alike? Can you think? O Muhammad, admonish with this Quran those who have the fear of being assembled before their Rabb in such condition that there will be no one to protect them or intercede on their behalf other than Him. It may be that by this admonition they may become righteous. Do not drive away those who call on their Rabb morning and evening, seeking only to gain His favor. You are in no way accountable for their deeds, nor they are in any way accountable for yours. So if you drive them away, you shall be counted among the wrongdoers. That's how we have made some of them a means for testing the others, so that they should say, are these the people whom Allah favors among us? Well, does Allah not know best those who are grateful? When those who believe in our revelations come to you, say, peace be upon you. Your Rabb has decreed mercy on Himself. If anyone among you commits evil because of ignorance and thereafter repents and mends his ways, you will find Allah forgiving, merciful. Thus we spell out our revelations so that the way of the culprits may become evident. O Muhammad, tell them, I am forbidden to worship those whom you call besides Allah. Say, I'm not going to follow your wishes. If I do, I would be lost and cease to be rightly guided. Say, I am on a clear proof from my Rabb which you have denied. But the scourge of Allah, which you are in such a rush to see, is not in my power. No one has the authority of passing judgment except Allah. He declares the truth and He is the best of judges. Say, if what you rush to see were in my power, the matter between you and me would have been settled long ago. But Allah knows the best who are wrongdoers. He alone has the keys of the unseen. No one knows them except Him. He knows whatever is in the land and in the sea. There is not a single leaf that falls without His knowledge. There is neither a grain in the darkness of the earth, nor anything fresh or dry which has not been recorded in a clear book. He is the only one who takes your souls at night and knows what you do during the day. Then the next day raises you up again to complete your allotted span of life. To Him you shall all return. Then He will notify you of all that you have done. He is the irresistible over His servants and sends guardian angels over you. At length, when death approaches any one of you, our messengers take his soul, and they are not negligent in performing their duty. Then those souls are brought back to Allah, their real master. Be aware, He is the judge, and He is the swiftest in settling accounts. Ask them, who delivers you from calamities in the darkness of the land and of the sea when you call upon Him in open humility and silent terror? If you deliver us from this affliction, we shall become truly grateful. Say, Allah delivers you from these and all other calamities, yet you commit shirk. Say, He has the power to send calamities on you from above and from below, or to split you into discordant factions to make you taste the violence of one another. See how we present our revelations over and over again so that they may understand the reality. But your people are rejecting this, although it is the very truth. Tell them, I am not appointed as your caretaker. For every prophecy there is an appointed time, and soon you will come to know. When you see those who are engaged in argument about our revelations, turn away from them until they change their topic of discussion. If Shaitan ever makes you forget this commandment, then as soon as you realize, Withdraw from the company of the wrongdoers. The righteous people will not be held responsible for the wrongdoers' actions. It is only in admonition. Perhaps they may fear Allah. Leave alone those people who take their religion as mere play and as an amusement and are deceived by the life of this world. However, keep on admonishing them with this Quran, lest their souls be damned by their own sinful deeds. They will not have any protector or intercessor to rescue them from Allah, and if they seek to offer every imaginable ransom, it shall not be accepted from them. Such are those who are damned by their own sinful deeds. They will get boiling water to drink and a painful punishment for their rejection of the truth. Ask the mushrikeen, should we call besides Allah on others who can neither benefit us nor harm us and turn upon our heels after Allah has guided us to the right way, like the ones whom Shaitan has misled and is wandering around in the land while his friends are calling him to the right way, shouting, "Come this way." Tell them, Allah's guidance is the only guidance. We are commanded to surrender to the Rabb of the worlds. So establish Salah and fear him, before whom you shall all be assembled on the day of judgment. He is the one who has created the heavens and the earth in all truth, on the day when he says, "Be," and it is. His word is the truth. He shall be the sole sovereign on the day when the trumpet will be blown. He has the full knowledge of the invisible and the visible. He's the wise, the all-knowing. Tell them about Ibrahim, who said to Azhar, his father, "Are you taking idols for gods? Surely I see you and your people in manifest error." Thus we showed Ibrahim the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, so he became one of the firm believers. When the night drew its shadow over him, he saw a star and said, "This is my Rabb." But when it set, he said, "I do not love to worship such a God that fades away." Afterwards he saw the moon shining and said, "This is my Rabb." But when it also set, he said, "If my Rabb does not guide me, I shall certainly become one of those who go astray." Then when he saw the sun with its brighter shine, he said, "This must be my Rabb. It is larger than the other two." But when it also set, he exclaimed, "O my people, I am free of your shirk. As far as I'm concerned, I have turned my face sincerely to him who has created the heavens and the earth, and I am not one of the mushrikeen." When his people started arguing with him, he told them, "Will you argue with me about Allah, whereas he himself has guided me? I do not fear those whom you take for gods besides him. None can harm me unless my Rabb so wills. The knowledge of my Rabb encompasses everything. Why don't you get admonition? Why should I fear your idols when you are not afraid of your actions, of making them partners with Allah, for which he has not given you any sanction? Which one from the two parties of us deserves to feel secure? Tell me if you know the truth. As a matter of fact, those who believe and do not taint their faith with injustice will have security and are rightly guided." This was the argument which we gave Ibrahim against his people. We exalt in ranks whom we please. Surely your Rabb is wise, all-knowing. We gave Ishaq and Yaqub and guided them all as we guided Noah before them, and among his descendants were Dawood, Suleiman, Ayub, Yusuf, Musa, and Harun. Thus do we reward the doers of good. Other descendants included Zechariah, Yahya, Isa, and Ilyas. All of them were righteous. And Ismail and Al-Yasa, Yunus and Lut. We exalted every one of them over the worlds, as we exalted some of their forefathers, their children, and their brothers. We chose them for our services and guided them to the right way. This is the guidance from Allah. He bestows it upon whom He pleases of His devotees. If they had committed shirk, all of their deeds would have become void. Such people were people to whom we gave the book, authority, and prophethood. Now, if these people deny the guidance, it does not matter. We would bestow this guidance upon other people who would not disbelieve. O Muhammad, those were the people who were rightly guided by Allah. Therefore, follow their guidance and tell these people, I'm not asking you any payment for this work of delivering the message to you. The message is nothing but a reminder to all the worlds. Those people have not appraised Allah with true appraisal when they say, Allah has never revealed anything to a human being. Ask them, who then sent down the book, which Musa brought a light to guidance for mankind? You have transcribed it on separate sheets, showing some, suppressing much, although you have taught that which neither you nor your forefathers knew before. If they do not answer, then say, Allah sent it down, and leave them to amuse themselves with their useless chatter. This is the blessed book which we have revealed, confirming what came before it, that you, O Muhammad, may warn the people living in the mother city, and those who believe, and those who live around it. Those who believe in the hereafter do believe in this book and are maintaining their salah. Who can be more wicked than the one who invents a lie against Allah or says, this was revealed to me, while nothing was revealed to him? Or the one who says, I can reveal the like of what Allah has revealed. If you could only see the wrongdoers when they're in the agonies of death, and the angels stretch forth their hands saying, deliver your souls. Today you will be rewarded with a disgraceful punishment for saying falsehood against Allah, which you had no right to say, and for showing arrogance against His revelations. Allah adds to what the angels say, so you have come back to us alone, and we created you as we created you the first time, leaving behind all that which we gave you in that world, and we do not see with you your intercessors, whom you claim to be Allah's partners in your affairs. All your ties have been cut off, and what you presumed has failed you. Surely it is Allah who causes the seed and the fruit stone to split and sprout. He brings forth the living from the dead and the dead from the living. It is Allah who does all this. Then why are you being misled? He causes the daybreak from the dark. He makes the night for the rest and makes rising and setting of the sun and the moon for you to determine times. These are the arrangements of the Almighty and the All-Knowing. He is the one who has made the stars for you so that you may find your way there in the darkness, whether you are on the land or in the sea. We have spelled our revelations very clearly for people of common sense. He is the one who has created you from a single soul and granted you dwelling on earth and a resting place in the hereafter. We have spelled our revelations very clearly for people of understanding. It is He who sends down rainwater from the sky and therewith produces vegetation of all kinds. He brings forth green crops producing grain piled up in the ear, palm trees laden with clusters of dates hanging within reach, gardens of grapes, olives, and pomegranates, though their fruit resembles in kind, yet indifferent in variety. Look at their fruits as they yield and ripen. Behold, in these things there are signs for true believers. Yet they make the jinns partners with Allah, whereas He is their creator, and also ascribe to Him sons and daughters without having any knowledge. Glory to Him, He is highly exalted, far above what they ascribe. He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. How could He have a son when He has got no consort? He has created everything and is aware of everything. That is Allah, your Rabb. There is none worthy of worship but He, the creator of everything. Therefore worship Him. He is the guardian over all things. No vision can grasp him, while he grasps all visions. He's the subtle, the aware. Now, there have come to you clear proofs from your Rabb to open your eyes. Therefore, who will open his eyes? It is good for his own soul, and anyone who will play blind, it is for his own harm. I'm a Rasul and has not been assigned as a keeper over you. Thus do we explain our revelations over and over again, so that the unbelievers may say, you have learned from someone, but not from Allah. And that it may become clear to the people of understanding. Follow what is revealed to you from your Rabb. There is none worthy of worship but He, and turn away from the mushrikeen. If Allah wanted, they would have not committed shirk. We have neither appointed you their keeper, nor made you their guardian. O believers, do not insult those whom the mushrikeen call upon besides Allah, lest in retaliation they call bad names to Allah out of their ignorance. Thus we have made the deeds of every group of people seem fair to them. In the end, they will all return to their Rabb, and then He will inform them of the reality of all that they have done. These mushrikeen solemnly swear by Allah that if a sign came to them, they would most certainly believe in your prophethood. Say, all signs are vouchsafed by Allah. What should make you understand that if a sign comes to them, they will still not believe? We will turn away their hearts and their eyes from the truth because of their attitude, which prompted them to disbelieve in the first place, and we will leave them to wonder in their rebellious wrongdoing. Okay, that puts us at the beginning of Juz 8, which we will pick up from tomorrow, insha'Allah. SubhanAllah, what a powerful message, or so many powerful messages we covered today. Moving on to our dua book, to the next dua. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This dua here is for salvation for disobedient children, and dua is Rabbi inna ibni min ahli wa inna wadda'kal haq wa anta ahkamal hakimin. My Lord, indeed my son is of my family, and indeed your promise is true, and you are the most just of judges. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, the guide and the wakil. Allah, please make us obedient children for our parents, obedient towards the deen of al-Islam. Make our parents obedient children of their parents, obedience towards the deen of al-Islam. And dear Allah, for all the kids today being raised in this society, please bring them to obedience to you and to pleasure, to bring them to your pleasure. O Allah, and for those of us who are seeking to become parents ourselves, please bless us with obedient children who are going to be obedient to the deen of al-Islam. Forgive us our transgresses, forgive us our disobedience in the past. Make us of those that are righteous. Make us of those that are steadfast. Purify us in our hearts, in our minds, in our actions, in our intentions. Beautify us with your nur, Ya Allah. Empty us of ourselves and our ill desires, and fill us up with yourself, for we know that you want to see the best in us. You have made us the best of all creations. Thank you so much for another day where we're able to get closer to your Quran, to your word. Bless us in this month of Ramadan and stretch the hands of time so that this month can slow down and we can take advantage of every single moment of it. And bless anybody who has participated in this live, or anyone who is going to watch this video sometime in the future and take from it something that brings them to your obedience, Ya Allah. Please forgive me, if I have made any mistakes in reading your words, and please provide me the guidance so that I can do justice in reading your words. To anyone who listens, and please bless my soul and forgive me and grant me Jannah, as well as my family, my husband, our parents, their parents, and all of our siblings and their spouses. Ameen. Yay! SubhanAllah.